43 degrees Celsius. And it's hot. I'm sweating. And again, dogs can't sweat. Dogs are going to be sort of jumping around, trying to get attention, and raising their core temperature even more. So this would be very anxiety causing for these pets already.
That is Dr. Cliff Redford sitting in a locked car without air conditioning on a hot summer day to explain the health impact it could have on your dog if left unattended in a vehicle under the same conditions. Now, this is a common problem as the weather gets warmer that could put your pet's life in jeopardy. And Dr. Cliff Redford joins us now. He's a veterinarian at the Wellington Veterinary Hospital. Thank you so much for your time.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. So, talk about going the extra mile. In the video, you sat in that car for 30 minutes. Can you give us more of a sense of how you were feeling? And then also, I guess, translate that into how it would impact a dog.
Yeah, it was, maybe it wasn't quite such a smart stunt after all. It was pretty intolerable pretty fast. As you saw there in the video, the first 10 minutes I wore a sweater. Dogs have fur coats, obviously, and they can't sweat, so I was trying to mimic that. Well, even within 10 minutes, the temperature hit sort of low 40s Celsius. I had to take the sweater off, and by the end of the 30 minutes, I was dripping in sweat. My heart rate was twice as fast as it should have been. It really took a lot of effort for me to stay calm and see how long I could ride it out. And again, that's something that dogs aren't going to be able to do. They're going to be jumping all over the place and hurting themselves pretty quickly.
Yeah. So, you'd think we'd get the message by now, but how often do you see this type of, neglect, for lack of a better term? How often do you see it in your practice?
Yeah, I mean, there was actually a case just in Alberta on the weekend over at a Costco. They had to rescue a dog out of a car. So it still happens too often. 100 dogs a year die from this in North America. I've seen it twice. One was a minor little case where someone went into a local store, and then some clients of mine actually saw the dog in the parking lot, and we were able to make sure everything was okay. But we had one dog come into our clinic, a husky that was stuck in the car for way too long, and it was actually quite critical. We had to do emergency treatment just to get this animal alive again. So it happens way too often. So thank goodness you guys are bringing this up now instead of after the fact, in August.
For sure. So how long is too long for a pet to be left in a hot car, or a car, say 25 degrees or above?
Yeah, that's a great question. And when I did it in the car there, it was 28 degrees and it seemed quite cool. And within 10 minutes, the temperature reached about 43, 44. Dogs can only tolerate about 41 degrees in the car for just a few minutes. So I just tell people, if you even have a question, hey, is this okay? The answer is no, don't do it. 30 seconds, you never know what's going to happen when you go into that store for just a minute. Just don't do it. Just keep them at home and just don't do it at all.
So you have lots of great tips to share for pet safety in this hot weather. Have at it.
Yeah, so, keep them well groomed. Matted fur and thick fur is a problem. Obviously, for many, many health reasons, keep them at a proper body weight. Obese dogs are more prone to heat stroke. Certainly be extra cautious with older dogs with health conditions. The squishy-faced dogs, like the boxer you have there, they can't breathe. They can't pant properly, so they can't cool off. Fluids is a big thing. I took my dogs out for a walk in the heat yesterday, and I actually soaked them down and soaked their ears, their belly, their feet beforehand, because it kind of gives them that sort of sweat. And then last but not least, avoid the asphalt and the sand. People love taking their dog to the beach, but if you can't walk on the sand in bare feet comfortably, neither can your dog, and they will burn their feet. So just take all those things into account, please.
Wow, great tips. Thanks so much. That's Dr. Cliff Redford, veterinarian at the Wellington Veterinary Hospital. Thanks again. Have a great one.